The story of Sultan Muhammad V of Malaysia and Russian beauty queen Oksana Voevodina remains one of the most scandalous and intriguing royal tales of the 21st century. It all began with their secret wedding, a union that shocked not only the citizens of Malaysia but also the international press. When Sultan Muhammad met Oksana at a luxury watch exhibition in Malaysia in 2017, no one could have predicted how dramatically their lives would change. He was a powerful monarch, 49 years old at the time, and she was a charming, intelligent 26-year-old model who had once been crowned Miss Moscow in 2015. Despite their vast cultural differences and the significant age gap, a romance blossomed quickly between them. Oksana had grown up in the provinces of Russia and later moved to Moscow, where she pursued a degree from a prestigious financial university. Her beauty and charisma soon propelled her into the modeling world, landing her contracts in cosmetics and fashion. While she thrived in the spotlight, she remained largely unaware that she would eventually be linked to one of the most powerful royal families in Southeast Asia. At the watch exhibition, Sultan Muhammad approached her while browsing exclusive timepieces. Their first conversation was lighthearted. He introduced himself as the King of Malaysia, and she playfully responded that she was also a queen, albeit a beauty queen. That playful banter sparked a deeper connection. Soon after, the two began spending time together in Kuala Lumpur, dining at top-tier restaurants and enjoying private moments. The Sultan eventually proposed, and Oksana agreed to marry him. Their Islamic wedding ceremony was held in secret, and Oksana converted to Islam, adopting the name Riana Petra. Despite being married, Muhammad continued to hide Oksana from the public, the media, and even from palace staff. Initially, he justified this secrecy by stating that no woman should enter the palace before marriage. But even after the wedding, her presence remained concealed. Oksana's pregnancy changed things. She insisted on a proper public wedding celebration, which was organized in Moscow with nearly 200 guests, including individuals from Malaysia. Muhammad, however, wanted to keep the wedding hidden, as he had told his people that he was undergoing treatment in Germany. Unfortunately, one Malaysian guest uploaded footage from the wedding to social media, revealing the entire affair to the world. This act of unintentional exposure became political fodder in Malaysia. Opposition politicians seized the opportunity to question the king's behavior and commitment to Islamic values. Criticism quickly mounted, focusing not only on the secrecy and lavishness of the wedding, but also on Oksana's past as a model and her previous appearance on the controversial reality show Vacation in Mexico, where intimate footage from her past was unearthed. Worse still, it was revealed that Sultan Muhammad already had a wife, Diana Petra, a Czech woman with whom he had been married for 8 years. Diana had not been able to bear children, but she had established her influence within the palace. She reportedly viewed Oksana as a threat and may have been the one to dig up compromising information about her rival. When Muhammad saw the reality show footage, he was enraged. The scandal grew even more intense. Pregnant and disillusioned, Oksana returned to Russia, never to see Muhammad again. This abrupt departure triggered a national scandal in Malaysia, ultimately culminating in Sultan Muhammad's abdication, the first time in Malaysian history that a reigning king voluntarily gave up the throne. Back in Russia, Oksana remained silent, hoping that reconciliation might still be possible. She gave birth to a healthy baby boy named Ismail Leon and proudly announced the birth on Instagram, calling him the future king of Malaysia. This public declaration further infuriated the Sultan. He formally divorced Oksana using the Islamic practice of talaq and refused to acknowledge Leon as his son. The royal family released no statements, and the silence from Kelantan was deafening. In her first public interview, Oksana spoke about her life with the king, the emotional abuse, and the constant fear of losing her child. She claimed that Sultan Muhammad had offered her $1 million to stay silent and sign documents that would bar her from discussing their relationship. She refused, fearing that if anything happened to her or if her child was taken, she wouldn't have legal grounds to speak out. Eventually, Oksana left Russia and moved to London, where she pursued legal action against the former king. She demanded a mansion worth $11 million and $33,000 a month in child support. Although she didn't win the house, reports from British media confirmed that Sultan Muhammad created a fund of $250,000 for his son and agreed to provide $10,000 per month for his upkeep. Despite the chaos and scandal, there was a surprising twist, but the reunion came at a cost. Years earlier, the king had made an offer. Oksana would receive a one-time payment of $100,000 and a special trust of $250,000 for Leon, but only if she obeyed a list of strict conditions. Most importantly, she had to raise the boy as a devout Muslim, and, perhaps the most painful clause of all, she could never post his photos online again. No birthday pictures, no proud mom posts, no evidence of the son she had fought so hard to protect. And then, it happened. Her Instagram was wiped clean of any photos of Leon. Just like that, she had agreed. The price of her son's identity was silence. But maybe, just maybe, it was worth it. Because now, Leon is no longer a shadow. His father knows his name. And there are whispers, quiet, careful whispers, that the king has no other heirs. If fate is kind, and if politics can be ignored, Ismail Leon could one day inherit his father's throne. Today, Oksana is 32, a successful investment advisor living in Moscow, juggling her career and motherhood. She never remarried. All her energy goes to Leon, now almost 6, full of questions and full of dreams. A boy caught between two worlds, Russia and Malaysia, exile and royalty, secrecy and legacy. Meanwhile, Sultan Muhammad remains the ruler of Kelantan, a smaller sultanate in Malaysia. In August 2022, he publicly introduced Diana as the Sultana, his queen in title, now appearing by his side at formal ceremonies. But the wound left behind remains. The betrayal, the abandonment, the silence. For Oksana, every step was a battle. For Leon, every year was a question. And for the king, perhaps a slow, silent reckoning. So what happens next? Will Leon grow into the role destiny may one day demand of him? Will the king finally embrace his son in public, not just behind closed doors? Or will the child of this broken love story forever remain a secret prince, recognized in blood but hidden from the crown? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. No crown, no title, and no amount of gold can buy back the years that were lost. And in the end, what began as a fairy tale became something far more human. The story of love, power, and the impossible cost of both. In the world of royalty, where power is everything and appearances mean more than truth, the story of Sultan Muhammad V and Oksana Voevodina stands as a haunting reminder that even kings can falter, and fairy tales can break. A love that began with whispered promises ended in scandal, separation, and years of silence. And now, a child, born of that love, carries both the burden and the blessing of royal blood. Leon may never wear a crown, or he might be the bridge between two worlds, but his story is still being written. What do you think? Should Ismail Leon be accepted as a rightful heir? Did the king do what he had to, or did he fail as a father? And was Oksana's sacrifice noble or forced? Let your voice be heard. If this story moved you, if it made you feel anything, anger, hope, heartbreak, don't scroll away. Hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe for more untold truths from behind palace walls.